Achilles is not more of a team player, he is more like a team slayer. I wonder whose court he will rage in next. So as the story goes, there is always fighting between the Greek warlords and the Trojans. If you don't mind me for saying, it can most often than not be over something pretty petty. But in any case scenario, there is still a war going on nonetheless, between Achilles and Apollo. And Apollo was starting to get pretty fed up with this constant bickering back and forth after he suffered the loss of his dear friend Hector. So he goes to see his mother, Thetis, to tell her the wrongs that Achilles had done to him. He's a good boy. He's not fully Jewish. He's only half Jewish, but he's a good boy. And we all like them very much. But in any case, he goes to his mother's house, Thetis, a very nice woman who is originally from Miami, Florida, but she moved up here to Fairbanks, Alaska at some point in the 1970s. Maybe a very bad divorce with the father, but in any case, it was very ugly. Apollo goes to his mother and tells her exactly what's going on between himself and Argemon, and the great plague of the land that was caused by an argument over a woman. And like any good Jewish mother, Thetis was willing to help her son with his woman problems by any means necessary. Of course. So what she said is, I can go to Zeus and tell him exactly what the problem is. Apollo apologetically says, thank you, Mom, that would be great. Thanks. Now Zeus is a very powerful man. He was at one time in his life a CEO of Goldman Sachs, and is now only working in a private equity firm, but he is still, nonetheless, a very wealthy man. But in any case, Thetis had decided that she was going to go see Zeus. So she drives all the way from Fairbanks, Alaska, into what I think is the town of Anchorage, and walks into Zeus's office. A 40-floor building overlooking the city, but he is not there. He is out on business, maybe to Europe or something like that. But in any case scenario, Thetis eventually does go back and visit Zeus, and she was able to talk to him. She told Zeus that she really needed a favor from him, but he was very, very reluctant to do this, because his wife Hera can sometimes not be a very nice woman. And she can also have a great deal of rage in her, kind of like Achilles. I knew this because when I went fishing with her this one time when I was younger, she often slapped this woman for no apparent reason. So rightfully so, her husband would be very afraid of her, but yet in the end he did agree to help rid the Trojan people of the plague from Agamemnon, just as Thetis had requested from him. Eventually Hera had come to Zeus's office and had already guessed that Thetis had come to visit, and that she had asked Zeus to do this favor for her. Hera quickly flies off the handle into a fit of rage upon Zeus, and Zeus tells her, listen to me, because this is my business, and I am the wisdom and the command. You listen. I will help whoever I want. At this point, there was absolute crashing and arguing going on in that office. And this could possibly be the big battle within the story, that they were both very strong-willed people, and they were both very stubborn. And this big fight could possibly lead to divorce. But Apollo rushed into the room and says, Mom and Dad, I want you to stop fighting. Mom, do you remember that time I forgot to use Priceline.com for those plane tickets? Dad was so mad at me. He almost threw me out of the window of our house. Hera then took a few moments to ponder this thought, and then says, that's true. Your father does have a huge anger management issue. In reality, we will just leave this fight for another day. After that, Apollo started pouring drinks, and everybody started to have a good time. And the mood in the room slowly started to settle. Ha 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 ha! And at the end of the night, Zeus and Hera both bed down together as loving husband and wife.